Hey guys, thanks for stopping by SmokinSteve's today. Normally we're cooking up something here and sharing recipes with you, but today we're doing a 6-month review on the RecTeq Bullseye. It's been 6 months since I bought the Bullseye, and I'm really loving this thing. I've had a lot of great cooks on it. You can check those videos out in I've created a Bullseye playlist, and everything that has to do with the Bullseye, I've thrown that in that playlist, so you can check all those out. Everything has really been fantastic on that grill, and so far, no complaints. This thing just keeps on ticking like a clock, and I'm loving it. So let's get out there and take a look at the grill. I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks and show you what to look for and what I've experienced over the 6 months. Okay, here she is. She's a beauty. I got this black mat under here to catch any grease drippings that may happen. You just never know. It may drip a little grease. It has in the past, but I think I've got that taken care of now. The temperature regulator, it seems to be working fine. No problems with that. And the hopper here, I've taken that protective grid out of there so I can change the pellets out easily. That grid is to keep hands out of the auger, so there's no little ones running around here, so all's good. And here's a look at the top of the grill. You can see a little discoloration from the heat, and along the sides and the bottom here, it's all discolored a little bit. Takes on its own patina, and around the vents here, it's pretty dirty. Hadn't been cleaned for 6 or 7 cooks probably, and it's showing its wear. And I'm going to be putting out a video on how to clean this guy up and what to use and whatnot. So we're going to make our all nice and shiny and pretty once again. And here's what the inside looks like. I've got a couple drip pans in there that I've used on a couple cooks. Now, I haven't used those drip pans on all the cooks. I wished I had them because it does kind of make a mess underneath there. But I'm going to show you how we get rid of that and what to do. Okay, here's a look at the lid. Not too much going on up here. A little dirty. A little bit of crud around the edge, but all in all, not too bad. Okay, here's a look at it on the inside here. Taking this scraper here and getting some of this crud out of the grate. Some of these stubborn areas here tends to stick a little bit. And we're going to flip it up here and do the underneath side. And you can see in those trays there how much of the drippings and the grease we caught on a couple of cooks, which didn't go to the bottom. So we're at least not going to have to clean that up. So if we'd used drip pans all along, we wouldn't have such a mess underneath here. But some people would rather not mess with the drip pans and just clean it up each time or after 5 or 6 cooks. And here's a look at the heat deflector. You can see a little buildup on there. Not real bad, not real bad. But we're going to get that all cleaned off. And you know, before you're going to do a bunch of hot cooks or put it in Riot mode or anything like that, you want to get it fairly clean, because you don't want to have a grease fire or anything like that, and that can happen with any grill. If you don't keep them cleaned out and keep that grease and stuff out of there, you stand a chance of having a grease fire. I've never had one, but I try to keep it as clean as I can without killing myself. So I'm going to scrape this a little bit and get it all cleaned up and go on from there. Okay, all that stuff you just scraped up, you want to try to get that removed as best you can. Just grab a paper towel and grab a bunch of it up, or get a dustpan, a little whisk or something, and just try to get that in a little bag so you can get that tossed out. And underneath this deflector, here's a good look at the ash buildup, which there's not very much of. After 6 or 7 cooks, that's all the ash in the bottom. And we're going to scrape the bottom of this heat deflector here a little bit. Set that aside. Now we're going to scrape some of this ash up. As you can see, there's not a whole lot here, but yet you want to try to keep that clean. I'd say every 5, 6, 7 cooks, just clean it out then, and you should be good to go. Unless you find that you're getting a bunch of grease collected down there in the bottom, then you're going to want to clean it a little more often and get that grease out of there. We're going to get this all scraped up here and try to get some of this out of here, and then we'll take a look at the fire pit. Now here again, after you get it all scraped, you want to try to get all that crud out of there that you can. I just use a paper towel and try to grab best I can with that. You could use a vacuum if you don't care about getting your vacuum dirty. If you have a shop vac or something like that, just go ahead and use that. So get most of it out of there, and we're going to take a look at the fire pit. Okay, here's a look at the fire pit. As you can see, not much ash down there, and I'm going to use this spoon right here. It's a little angled spoon, a little scoop spoon. Fits down in there pretty nice. We're going to get some of those pellets out of there, and we'll be throwing those back down in the pit when we get it all cleaned out. That's what they use to get the fire started when you on your next cook. Puts pellets down in that fire pit for ignition. So as soon as you fire it up, those should start to smolder and light for you. But as you can see, we can get that spoon right down in there and work it around and get that ash out of there. So guys, after 6 or 7 cooks, you can see these pellets make very little ash. A little bit of ash down the fire pit. There's a little bit of ash in the bottom of the smoker, and that's just amazing. These pellets burn clean, they burn hot, and not much ash at all. And I love using these Bear Mountain pellets. I've been using the Bourbon Barbecue Blend and the Gourmet Blend Bear Mountain pellets. So if you haven't tried those yet, be sure to try them out, because I really like them, and I can't imagine myself using anything else but that. It gives the food a great flavor, and it's just good stuff. So we'll get these tossed back in here and get them pushed up towards the igniter there, so they're ready for our next cook. And what we're going to do when we're done here, we're actually going to do a burn off. Since we got most of that crud cleaned out of there, we're actually going to fire this smoker up and put her into Riot mode and burn some of this stuff off. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing powered up. And last cook was, we had it at 400, so we're going to take it all the way up into Riot mode. There she is, Riot mode. So we're going to let this thing heat up and get some of that stuff burned off. And we're going to go over to temperature display, and the actual temperature of the grill is 73 degrees right now. Okay, as you can see, it's 749 degrees. That's what Riot mode will do for you, and it's only been 15 minutes. 749 in 15 minutes, that's pretty good. I've found that it doesn't matter what I set this temperature at, it's there in 15 minutes. So it's smoking away good, and we're just going to let her heat up. Okay, here she is after 15 minutes. You can see on that cast iron grate where a lot of that stuff's turned to ash. So it's doing its job. We're going to close her up and let her go for another 15 minutes. Okay, it's been a total of 30 minutes. And all that stuff on the grate is pretty much turned to ash. So we're going to scrape some of that away. And if you'll notice, I'm definitely wearing a glove there. You wouldn't be able to do this without one of these high temperature gloves on, because 750, that's pretty hot. Look down in there at that flame, that looks like a solar flare up in there. That's really some hot stuff coming out of there. 750, that's nothing to fool around with. I'm just going to scrape this off a little bit here and shut her off and put her in cool down mode. Okay, we're in cool down mode now, and the way you do that is just hit the power off button. You don't want to unplug it. Just hit the power off button, and it's pretty important that it go into the cool down mode. It tends to clear some of the ash out of the fire pit, and it runs the auger and loads that pit up with fresh pellets to start your next cook. Okay, now if you happen to have a cast iron grate, this would be a great time to get that seasoned up and put some more oil on there. I like to use either peanut oil or avocado oil. They're both great oils for high temperatures. They tend to hold up for high temperatures. So you want to put a generous coat of that on there the best you can. This is still pretty hot stuff. We just got through with the cool down mode, and it's cooled off for maybe 5-10 minutes. But you can probably still see the steam rolling off this thing. So it's still hot. So we want to get a good coat on there, get it down in there the best we can, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, we got her all flipped over now. It's not sitting in there straight or anything. It's kind of sitting in there cocked. But you can see how hot it is. That steam's just rolling off of there. So we're going to get another coat of oil on this side as well. So we're going to get that grate coated up with this oil on both sides. Get it seasoned up and get it ready for the next cook. You want to keep these grates, try to keep them nice and clean, and keep them oiled, and keep them seasoned up. Okay guys, that's it for the 6-month review on the Bullseye. And after 6 months of using this thing, I highly recommend it. For the money, it's a great smoker grill. Whether you be cooking jerky at low temperatures, smoking at 225 to 250, baking at 350, broiling at 500, searing at 750. Whatever your needs are, guys, this Bullseye is going to handle. I love this thing, and you know, I wished it was self-cleaning, but you know what grill is. You got to do a little, put in a little effort to keep it clean. But other than that, it's a win-win. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe.